Hi, I'm Aiden. For 8 years, I believed I had the perfect marriage with Melissa. We had our routines, morning coffee together, Friday dinners at Giordano's, and weekend hikes with our golden retriever. I worked as a financial analyst while Melissa built her interior design business. Morning, babe, I said, placing Melissa's coffee on the counter. I made reservations at Giordano's for tonight. Melissa barely looked up from her phone. Oh, I can't tonight. Client emergency. The Henderson project is falling behind. Third Friday in a row, I said. Everything okay with the project? It's fine, just busy. You know how it is. She grabbed her coffee. Thanks for understanding. You always do. My colleague Devin noticed my mood at work. Dude, you look like someone stole your lunch money. What's up? Nothing, just tired. Right, and I'm secretly Batman. Seriously, what's going on? Melissa canceled dinner again. Work stuff. The Henderson project, Devin asked. I looked up, surprised. How'd you know? Because that's what she told you last time and the time before that. Devin pulled up a chair. Look, I don't want to be that guy, but Rachel saw Melissa at the West Side Hotel bar last week. With a man. They looked close. She was probably with a client. At 11 p.m., holding hands? Come on, man. You don't know what you're talking about, I said. Fine. But if you want to know for sure, she's been posting location tags at that hotel on her private Instagram, the one she thinks you don't know about. After Devin left, I checked her professional Instagram page with carefully edited photos of design projects. Then her personal page, filled with pictures of fancy cocktails, hotel lobbies, and cryptic captions about exciting new chapters. That night, I called my sister Nora. Hey, stranger, what's up? I think Melissa might be cheating on me. The line went silent. What makes you think that? I explained everything. The canceled dates, Devin's information, the Instagram discoveries. Have you talked to her? Nora asked. Not yet. I wanted to be sure first. Aiden, you need to confront this head on, but first do your homework. Document everything. If she is cheating, you'll need evidence. You think I should hire someone? I know a PI through work, totally discreet. His name's Marcus. 2 days later, I met Marcus at a coffee shop. He was older than I expected, with sharp eyes that missed nothing. Your sister explained the situation, he said. What exactly do you want to know? Everything. Where she goes, who she's with, if she's... I couldn't finish. Understood. I'll need access to her schedule, routines. I'll handle the rest. A week passed with nothing. Then on Friday, my phone buzzed. West Side Hotel, room 712, now. I called in sick and drove there. Marcus met me in the parking lot and handed me a key card and small recording device. What you hear might be difficult. Outside room 712, I pressed the device against the door and listened. Melissa's laugh, then a man's voice. I can't believe he never suspects anything, Melissa was saying. 8 years of marriage and he still thinks I'm working late. What would he do if he found out? The man's voice was deep, amused. Aiden, probably cry, then forgive me. He's just my lapdog and has no mind of his own. It's almost too easy. Sounds boring. He is, but he pays the bills while I build my business. Once it takes off, I won't need him anymore. I stood frozen, the recording device capturing every word as my world collapsed around me. The next morning, I met Nora at her law office. Her face was grim as she listened to the recording. I'm so sorry, Aiden, she said. What do you want to do now? I don't know. I haven't confronted her yet. Well, as your sister, I want to tear her apart. As your lawyer, I'm advising you to be strategic. Nora pulled out a legal pad. First things first, finances. Are your accounts joint or separate? Mostly joint. We have individual retirement accounts, but our checking, savings, and investments are shared. Does she have access to everything? Pretty much. I handle most of the finances, but she has all the passwords. That needs to change immediately. And you need to document everything. The affair, your assets, her business. Her business is struggling, I said, remembering Melissa's words. She's been lying about that too. We need to talk to Carson, Nora said, reaching for her phone. He's the best divorce attorney in the city. Carson Riley arrived 20 minutes later, a tall man with silver hair and absolute confidence. Nora filled me in, he said. First, I'm sorry you're going through this. Second, you were smart to get evidence. Third, we're going to make sure you come out of this intact. I don't want to be vindictive, I said. I just want what's fair. Fair went out the window when she cheated and called you her lapdog, Carson replied. Now tell me everything about your finances, property, and her business. Your wife's business, he said. It's registered as an LLC, correct? Yes, but I provided the startup capital, $60,000 from my inheritance. Was that documented as a loan or investment? A loan. We have paperwork. With repayment terms? Yes, but she's never made a payment. I didn't push it. Interesting. Carson made a note. And you've been supporting her while she builds this business? Paying all our living expenses, yes. While she meets clients at hotels and plans to leave you once she's financially stable. My phone buzzed, a text from Melissa. Where are you? Why aren't you at work? She's checking on me, I said. She never does that. Someone at your office probably mentioned you called in sick, Nora suggested. I need more information first. Carson nodded. Smart. We should talk to your colleague, Devin, was it? And we need to track down this man she's seeing. His name is James Harrington, I said. Marcus identified him. He's some kind of architect or designer. They've apparently been working together for months. And sleeping together, Nora added bitterly. Later that afternoon, I met Devin at a bar. You were right, I said. His face fell. Man, I'm sorry. What are you going to do? I need your help. Did Rachel see Melissa with this guy more than once? 3 times that I know of, always at the west side. Devin hesitated. There's something else. Rachel works in marketing. She heard through contacts that Melissa and this guy are pitching a new design firm together. Using projects from her current business as their portfolio, my hands tightened around my glass. When was this? Last month. Rachel thought you knew they were business partners. Business partners, I repeated. Is that what they're calling it? Look, I can ask Rachel to connect with her contacts, get more details about this new venture. Please do. And Devin, thank you for telling me the truth. That's what friends do. He paused. So what's the plan? Please tell me you're not just going to forgive her. I thought about Melissa's words. He's just my lapdog and has no mind of his own. No, I said quietly. I'm not forgiving anything. For 2 weeks, I gathered evidence with help from Nora, Carson, Marcus, and Devin while pretending everything was normal. Another Friday client emergency arrived, and I tracked Melissa's phone to the West Side Hotel. At the front desk, I smiled. I'm surprising my wife. She's meeting with clients. Mrs. Walker? She's in the restaurant with Mr. Harrington. I spotted them immediately, Melissa and a handsome man with styled hair, fingers intertwined. As I watched, she kissed him. Hello, Melissa. She jumped, face draining of color. Aiden, what are you doing here? Apparently interrupting a client meeting. I turned to the man. You must be James Harrington. Aiden, this isn't what it looks like, Melissa hissed. Really? Because it looks like you're kissing a man who isn't your husband while wearing the bracelet I gave you for our anniversary. Keep your voice down, she demanded. Unlike your hotel room, where you called me your lapdog with no mind of his own, where you said you were just using me until your business takes off. Her face went ashen. You were spying on me? No, investigating my cheating wife. There's a difference. James tried to leave, but I stopped him. Sit down. You're part of this conversation. How long has this been going on? I asked. It's not serious, just a few times. 14 times at this hotel alone. Plus, you're planning to start a new firm together using clients you developed while I supported you. James shifted uncomfortably. The new firm was Melissa's idea. She said you were supportive. Did she mention the $60,000 she owes me for starting her current business? She said that was a gift, James replied. It wasn't. I placed a folder on the table. Here's the loan agreement. This is ridiculous, Melissa snapped. We can talk about this at home. There's nothing to talk about. I've filed for divorce. Her mouth fell open. You what? Carson Riley is my attorney. You'll be served Monday. And I've frozen our joint accounts and your business account since it contains commingled funds. Melissa grabbed my arm. You can't cut me off. How will I pay my bills? Not my problem. Though I wonder, will your business survive when clients learn you've been misappropriating their projects? Are you threatening me? She demanded. No, just informing you of consequences. As I left, Melissa shouted, You'll regret this. I'll take everything. I looked back at the woman I'd loved for 8 years, now a stranger with a twisted face. You already took everything that mattered. Melissa followed me to the parking lot, screaming accusations. When she grabbed my arm and dug her nails in, a security guard intervened, capturing everything on camera. She was charged with simple assault and a restraining order followed. 2 months later, I met Carson about the divorce settlement. She's finally being realistic, he said. She's agreed to repay the business loan, divide assets according to contribution, and walk away from the house. What changed her mind? The business misconduct allegations. Several clients were prepared to testify that she showed their projects to James without permission, a serious ethical breach. Her lawyer advised her to settle before her reputation is completely destroyed. This looks reasonable, I said, signing the papers. A week later, I ran into Melissa outside the courthouse. Aiden, please, can we talk? Her designer clothes were replaced by something simple. We just spent 3 hours with lawyers. I think we've said everything. Not about the divorce, about us? Her eyes were pleading. What I did was wrong. I've lost everything that matters, my reputation, clients, and worst of all, you. I don't care about the business anymore. I care about fixing what I broke, she continued. We could try again. I've changed. I stepped back. The problem isn't whether you've changed. It's that I finally have. What does that mean? It means I'm not your lapdog anymore. I have a mind of my own, and it's telling me you're only here because James left and your business fell apart. That's not fair. Neither was betraying someone who loved you. 8 years together and you won't even consider trying again? I considered it. For about as long as it took you to decide I was boring and expendable. I made a terrible mistake. No, you made calculated decisions. Now you're facing consequences. As I walked away, she called, "You've become cold, Aiden. This isn't you." I kept walking, her words fading behind me. 6 months later, I was having dinner with Devin, Rachel, and Nora when Devin raised his glass. To Aiden, who finally got the promotion he deserves. And to new beginnings, Rachel added. Speaking of new beginnings, Nora said, Melissa moved to Seattle, working for a small design firm there. Good for her, I said, and meant it. You don't hate her anymore? Rachel asked. Hate requires energy I'd rather spend elsewhere, like on the people who actually deserve it. Later, Nora hung back. You know what I'm proudest of? She asked. That I finally learned to cook something besides pasta? That you never became what she was. You got your revenge without becoming vengeful. I thought about that after everyone left. About the difference between justice and vengeance. About the man I'd been and the man I'd become. I opened my laptop and saw a notification, a networking request from Melissa. Her profile showed her new job, new city, new life. I moved the cursor over the ignore button, then paused. What would you do, except to show you've moved on, or ignore, to maintain the boundary you've worked so hard to establish? Sometimes the most powerful statement isn't what you say, but what you choose not to say at all. The end. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content.